everyone. Tonight, I am going to be playing some Living End, and with that, I'm testing for the Hartford Star City Game Con that's coming up next weekend. I've been playing a few decks, trying to figure out exactly what I want to play, and I think I've narrowed it down to pretty much playing Living End. I have options to play Living End, um, Rhinos. I could do blue-red Murktide. I could do um, well, what else could I potentially play? Tron is another deck. Creativity is something creativity I'd need quite a few more cards actually. I could get them. That's not an issue. Um, Burn is another deck. What else could I play? What do I have available to me? Um, Rakdos game is not one. Amulet Titan. Amulet Titan I could potentially play. Don't have nearly enough experience playing Amulet Titan or some of those other decks. Um, but yeah, Living End is something I've been playing quite a few modern leagues of, and it's been going pretty well. So probably looking to just stick with that. Um, so yeah, so with that, gonna get started on this league here. Match one, playing Living End. I guess I could show the list I'm running. So this is the list I'm running tonight. Um, the sideboard is really where I'm trying to figure out. The main deck, I'm going with the uh, more black version. So I'm running. Uh, for some reason, I'm only running 3 Architects of Will. Technically, should probably bring one of those striped Riverwinder down and make that an Architect of Will. Because the whole goal is to have more black cards for grief. So you're running Troll of Khazad-dû, which is right here. Um, yeah, I definitely think I messed up there. I'm thinking one of these should be because you don't go down on any of these. So a lot of lists run 3 Living End. I don't really like 3 Living End, honestly. Um, Personal opinion. I just when you draw one and you only have three, now you only got two left to try to cascade into, and if one of those doesn't go off, now you only got one more left. Um, it might just be maybe I'm not good enough, so it doesn't really work out for me. But yeah, so in retrospect, I think, and what I have in my actual deck right here, pretty sure I've got one, two, three. So maybe I am only running three. I don't know if I like that. Oh, one, two, three. Yeah, I guess I'm only running three. Uh, so I might change that. Guess it's not terrible though. Either way, you're running two trolls, pretty solid. They have to be blocked by 3 creatures, so not bad. And then Uh, 3 Architects, 4 Greaves, 4 Street Wraith. I mean, that's pretty standard there. Nice thing about running the black version too is if you're running Leyline of the Voids and Dismembers, you have black mana to help pay for those, so you can hard cast them. You can hard cast Grief, which is also really nice from time to time. Doesn't have it often, but having that availability. Then you've got your standard 4 Shardless, 4 Outbursts, 4 Generous Scent. Then you've got your 4 Curators, 3 Subtleties I like because I'm not running one sideboard. Um, so that's kind of why I'm running 3. Some decks will run 2 and run one sideboard. I see some run 3 and run one sideboard. 2 Waker Waves and 3 Striped Riverwinder. Waker Waves, I find myself not wanting to spend the 2 mana sometimes. It's just not good every so often, but not terrible either. It's a great card. I love when I draw it most of the time. Striped Riverwinders, great. Uh, these, some people run 4, some people run 2, some people run 0, and they just run 4 Waker Waves. So I could potentially do 4 Wakers and then make this a 4th Architect of Will. Some people run only 1 Waker Waves or 2. I'm running 2. Really don't know where I want to be there. It might end up being 4 Wakers, and because having a 7/7 body is great, but half the time it never gets through. Then you've got your 4 Force of Negation, which I side out just quite often, especially when I'm on the play, because they kind of just sit there in a lot of the matchups. Um, Sideboard, you have your Mystical Dispute. I mean, not much to discuss there. Dismember are there for those problematic creatures. Great against Yawgmoth, great against your Ragavan, your Gothy Voidwalker, any other problematic creatures that you might see that you need to have a quick answer to. Um, Leyline of the Void. I typically don't like to play Leylines. I hate drawing them outside of your opening hand because then they just kind of sit there. In this list, it's not all that terrible because you are able to play it because you actually do have the black mana. So if I do draw it, it's not completely dead. It's also able to get pitched to Grief if I do not need it at that point. Um, but Leyline of the Void is just great against other Living End decks. Uh, really, really good against Yawgmoth. It shuts down a lot of what they're trying to do, so that's pretty good too. Other decks will run Leyline of Sanctity. I think that's not bad. It's great against Endurance. Um, I have it in my list right here. I just wanted to try it without. And the reason why I'm not running Leyline of Sanctity is I wanted to try Dampen Matrix. Dampen Matrix is there for Yawgmoth as well. You have 2 Endurance to go with the 3 Leylines for your kind of graveyard hate. Bring them in against Blue-Red Murktide as well. And then you have your Artifact hate that you bring in against just about anyone playing Chalice of the Void. Um, and yeah, Chalice of the Void or any other type of graveyard hate. Relic of Progenitus, which don't really see all that often anymore, which is pretty nice. But one thing I noticed, Yawgmoth is bringing in the Jailer. They Court of Calling the Jailer, which is pretty frustrating, especially when you're sitting on a Living End trigger and they cord and put that into play. Having an answer for that is going to be really good. And because they're doing that, I almost want to take out a Foundation Breaker and run 3 Force of Vigor maybe, just so you have that way of dealing with that instant speed. I do have a Boseiju as well. But you want to be able to take care of the Jailer. Them being able to get something instant speed when you go on a Living End trigger is pretty frustrating. I've been there. It's not fun. So yeah, that's the list. That's what I'm running. So let's go ahead and start here. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. I won the die roll. I will play. All right. So we got 2 lands, technically 3 lands. We have a Grief for Living End. We have 2 Cyclers, 3 and Waker of Waves. I mean, this is a great hand. The only thing is we don't have our Cascader, but Waker of Waves can help us get there. So I'm going to Misty Rainforest and go ahead and get a Steam Vents. With the Steam Vents, I'm going to go ahead and get probably a Forest, but we're going to see what we're playing up against first and foremost. So let's do this. So I like to cycle. Well, let's do this. We're going to see what we're up against. So we're going up against blue-red here. Counter spells are really frustrating. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and cycle this by paying 2 life. See what we draw. So that was pretty good. And by pretty good, that was great. So we're going to do this. Get a Steam Vents. And then we'll pass turn. So now we could very well get the Violent Outburst before they ever get 3 lands for Archmage's Charm, but they could easily draw. They're running Change the Equation in the main deck. They've got Spell Pierce. Could draw another counter spell, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves probably just a Forest. No need to take extra damage if it's not needed. So end of turn, we'll probably get Waker of Waves in play. I could actually do the Architect's Will, but he has the Lightning Bolts, and those will just easily die. Having a 7/7 body is going to be probably more important. All right. I've never seen this before. Enters the battlefield with 3 stun counters on it, so it's Flying Ward 2. Okay. Interesting. I have not seen that played. End of turn, discard Wake of Waves. So we're going to put Force of Negation. That was amazing. So now what we're going to do is during his upkeep, we're going to play Violent Outburst during his turn, and we've got Force of Negation up with Architects of Will for any type of counter spells they got. All right, so I'm effectively at 3 because he has 2 Lightning Bolts. Did that go? Luckily, Generosent gives us a food token, so that's always really nice. It actually does come into hand more often than people would admit. So we're gonna go this. So now we're gonna grief him. He's probably gonna bolt, or he's just gonna give me the win. So that was weird. That 3-3. I've never seen that. They might be trying something new there. In this matchup, force and negations come out. They're just way too slow. Just kind of trying to do what I want to do. Mystical Dispute's okay. So it depends on. This is like where not knowing what their sideboarding comes into play. I do like Dismember against them, and I like my Artifact Hate against them, and I like my Endurances against them. All right, we're mostly going up against like a Chalice of the Void. We don't necessarily need the Force of Vigor. I think if we do that, subtleties are okay. Grief's solid. Um, and I might do just a couple of Striped Riverwinders out. Trying to play the counterspell game with them, it's just never going to happen. They have way too many counterspells. So kind of trying to pick apart their hand, take out the Chalice of the Void if they have it, and just kind of doing your thing. Subtlety is not bad because if they're running Ragavan, he was running that 3-3 fairy thing. Not really sure what that was about, but subtlety is great. They have subtleties. They have um, Murktide. Being able to subtlety a Murktide is always solid. Subtlety of Ragavan is always a great play. Ledger Shredder, just there's more value out of subtlety than there is force of negation, I feel. So let's go with this, and we'll see if we see Chalice of the Void. I just realized my name is not. Yeah. What? Yeah. Why is Magic the Gathering not being found? There we go. So I just realized my stream name. There we go. Much better. So this hand is not good. No lands. So we got 1 land, 2 land, 3 land. We have a living end. So we'll probably keep and drop the living end. We'll grief with Street Wraith, and then we have these Generous Sense. Not terrible. He's going down to 6, so grief is really good. So we're going to keep. We'll drop the living end. If he doesn't have turn 1 Chalice, we can grief. So, uh, so now we're digging. We got to find artifact removal. Gonna take out the. What? This is a completely different list, so I may not have sideboarded correctly here. I mean, I typically don't like to put creatures in, but I don't want him having this since it's effectively. We're gonna get a. We're gonna need red, right? So going with steam vents here, and then we'll probably draw a foundation breaker or Bezeju. So see how like they kept a mediocre hand just because they had Chalice? People do that all the time. They'll mull down to 4 or 5 just to get that one card, and um, usually you can take advantage of people who do that. I don't think it's the best strategy because yeah, you're stopping me, but if I just draw a Foundation Breaker right here, I just go off next turn, and you have nothing good in your hand. So you play the Spire Bluff. So he has a Snapcaster and a Lightning Bolt. And what's that third card? Probably a Counterspell. So we're going to. Can't really do two things on their turn, so we're just going to play this tapped. We'll cycle out that Generous Ent. Keep them in the deck. Quite honestly, I have no problem flashing in Endurance and just having a 3/4. Already at 10. Cast the Endurance here. So he gets no value off of the Snapcaster Mage. Being at 10, he gets the Bolt back and puts us to 7. Just not looking for that, especially he's got one card in hand. Well, now he's got 2, obviously, but I would have liked to have been able to flash it in and block the Mutavault, but so that's interesting. He played that untapped. Ah, okay. So is he? So yes, Spell Pierce, or he's bluffing Spell Pierce. All right. So now we're getting to a point where it's going to be too late because he's just going to start gaining card value. He's going to have counter spells, and I'm just going to be sitting here like a duck, getting picked off. Because even now, if I were to draw Foundation Breaker, if he doesn't have a counter spell, I'm putting myself down to 2, and then I'm just a Lightning Bolt away. And he forgot Chalice of the Void counters his Tormod's Crypt. So here's the thing, right? I can play that. But if I cycle, get Foundation Breaker. I still can't do anything, and I just lose. So I have to pretty much hard cast this. I don't know if he saw that I had the Overgrown Tomb, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm going to need the land if I were to draw. It's weird that he's got Chalice and played the Tormod's Crypt. Unholy Heat to win the game. Okay, so he's going to get the Flame of Anor, deal 5 damage to my Curative Mysteries, draw 2 cards, put me to 2. I don't know if that would have been the right play there. Now he's tapped out. Let's go Foundation Breaker. One time. All right. Game 3. So knowing that he's Snapcaster Mage, I'm not liking the subtleties as much. I almost want to run the ley lines just in case he gets no value from those whatsoever. And I think I want Force of Vigor. Don't think the Dismembers are as good. Because Dismember I brought in for like Ragavan and such. The Dismember's not going to do. He's more of a spell variant. He's more like Izzet Control. Almost makes me want to bring in some more counter spells, but I still don't know that that's the right play. I still think I just try to grief him, stop his Chalice. We'll go with that. See, hands like this is like, all right, I've got 2 cyclers, but I have no way to deal with a Chalice. I have 4 lands. I mean, I guess I have Otawara, but I mean, I'm sitting with a living end in my hand. It's like I want to keep it because I do have 2 cycles, but if they have Chalice, I'm sitting there waiting to bounce it end of turn, which I guess isn't terrible. I don't know. I don't feel good about that hand. So now we've got 2, 3 lands. We have a Force. I mean, this is much better, right? I don't have any way to cycle this turn 1, so I think I just get rid of this. Because I can cycle this. This gets put out. I need to get blue. So we're going to play. I'm going to cycle this. That would happen. So I think I'll go with blue-black. Because then I can hard cast Grief if I don't draw a black card. I won't have double green to hard cast this though. I could get green, black, but I need blue. So yeah, Watergrave's going to be the way to go. Oh yeah. I'm an idiot. I mean, I'm going green pool. Duh. I'm playing Genercent. I need a forest. Oh, there's my Watergrave anyway. Kind of sucks that I didn't have a play there. So now I have all this artifact removal and no artifacts to remove. That would be the case. But at least I have it. I just need some cyclers. I'm going to hard cast Grief next turn, though. Did he just... Alright. No value Snapcaster. So he's got a counterspell for my Grief, clearly. But it's the only play I have. I'm going to be down to 9. Wait a second. No, I kind of want to save that so I can cycle it. Man, playing the Snapcaster early is going to do me in. I think I just have to jam. And hope he'll have a counterspell or something here. But then I got another one, so see what happens. Counter the Shardless. Do it. Next card. What? What? Chat of one person that's not even talking. What did we just do? So I want to stack Genercent. Then I want to stack the Grief. And then the Architect of Will, because I want to be able to see the top card of their libraries, see what they're getting, and then determine from there. Well, so I think we give them Mutavault, right? Do we not give them? Oh, we just win. Got there. That did not feel good at all. How did that happen? Oh man. So 30. That was great. All right, so we're 1-0. We just beat blue red something or other. Blue red control Snapcaster. Is it Wizards? Is it Wizard? I don't know. We beat them. That's all that matters. Like you're just trying to do what you're trying to do, right? You have a goal in mind, and all you need to do for sideboarding is, hey, they're bringing this in to stop you, so let's kind of do these things to try to prevent them from doing that. But you're still doing your same game plan. You're not changing anything up. This hand is fucking great. We're definitely gonna keep this. Am I on the? I'm on the draw. So I mean, these get our lands, cycle, boom, boom. Let's go. So I'm gonna use Misty to get Steam Vents, and then the Generous Sense will get me my forests I need. I have never played against Hardened Scales, so I have no clue what I'm doing against this deck. I think that's a start, right? Troll of Khazad-dûm. So yeah, so I'm gonna use Generous Sense. Well, now I want to use the Troll, right? Uh, let's get a Steam Vents. Get it untapped. We're gonna say go. We'll cycle at the end of his turn. Troll of Khazad-dûm will get us. I still need green. I could get red. Red. I mean, I still think I need to go Jenna. I want the troll because he won't be able to block it. I might even just wait and Boseiju. Do I go after the Urza Saga or do I go after the Hingerback Walker? I mean, we're gonna cycle. Get green black. I think I take out the Hingerback Walker or do I take out the Hardened Scales? I think I take out the Hardened Scales. Because I don't care about the creatures. I don't want the creatures in the graveyard. I want Hardened Scales out. So, or I think I just cycle. Yeah, because if he tries to play a creature, I've got subtlety. So I'm just going to cycle. I'll have Visaiju for after. I'm more worried about getting my stuff going. I think. I've never played against this deck in my life. So I'm going to subtlety. This is all literally just. I've never played Modern where Hardened Scales was one of the top decks, so I don't see it ever. Get a breeding pool, and then oh, we get ourselves a forest here. Take less damage where we can. So we're gonna go. Oh, you put a +1/+1. What's going on? Why do you do that? So dies with flying for each. Okay, so he's gonna get 4/1/1s. Okay, that makes sense. Which is fine. All right, so if we draw a black card, we have Grief. If they still have anything in hand, he's going to go ahead and make himself a giant beefy boy here, I'd imagine. I might have to Beseju that. I just want to make sure that I can get damage through. End this game quick. Is Dampen Matrix good against this? I mean, it stops. I need to see what a list looks like, I guess. Hardened Scales. Stops the Hangerback Walker, stops Walking Ballista, stops Zabat. I mean, it stops everything, yeah. So I'm definitely bringing Dampen Matrix in. Shadow Sphere, that makes sense. He's got one card in hand. That was a good draw. Let's see what his one card is. A land. All right. So I think we kill this. So he's going to take 14. Now the question is, do I put this on tapped? I do. Because if all else fails, I just gain 3 and go to 14. If not, I have Wake of Waves to discard. Made a beefy boy. Okay. Now would be a good time to draw Odawara. I mean, we take the Charlotte's Agent, right? Gets rid of everything in play. Might actually not be a terrible play. So if he gains 7, he'll be effectively at 13. He'd have to triple block this, and he'd still take 16, 18. If he gains, so he's at effectively at 13. If he blocks 5 here, then 5 and 3, he takes 9, 10, 11. Ugh, annoying. So I could effectively. So he blocks, blocks, and then blocks 3. That's 9, 10, 11. And he's at 13. Needed a violent outburst. We got Grief, Waker, Architects. This isn't what I want. So do I just attack for 3? I can attack for 3. What's he got? He'll have another big guy next turn. And he'll be able to swing. He'd get Hanger back, Walker back. If I swing for everything, he'll still have the 7/7. He'll be at 2, and he's going to get another guy, but he'll have less. I'll be down a generous Ent. He'll be at 9. Right? So he'll be at 2, because if he blocks, that's 9, 10, 11. 13 plus my 13, so he'd be at 2. This will be gone. He'll have another artifact and another creature, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'd have a 6/6 and a 7/7, and he'll be effectively at 2, and I can just attack with subtlety in, unless he attacks for 7. He'll be at 9, and then he can block this and just die. I think I just attack with everything and I win. Next turn. Hope I did my math right. And now I can gain 3. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an artifact region you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on it. That many +1, okay. Destroy target artifact you control. If marginal trigger would happen, put 1 or more. Okay, so now he's got a flyer, so that's why he did that. This is just a 1/1 servo. Okay. So I think now would be the time that. So now he's going to put. So he's going to have a 10, 11, 11. He's effectively at 13 again. Did he just win? I think he just won. I don't know if there's anything I can draw. Damn. Wow. All right. That's rough. Man, I really thought I had that in hand. Shame. I like this. Just artifact removal, dampen matrix. I will go first. So I have one cycler. Subtlety does nothing. I have an outburst, but I mean I only have one cycler. Two lands. I have double grief. So I think I just drop the subtlety, grief him. Not the best hand. But I wasn't going to go to 5. So that was good. So now we just hope we try some more cyclers. Or a dampen matrix. So now he's just going to play Agatha and take my grief. Frustrating. Like I want to do it. I don't want to do it now, but I kind of have to. So he's going to cauldron one of my creatures, and I'm only going to have 2. But he doesn't really have much in play, so almost should have stacked mine. Alright, so the first card to click is the last card. I mean, it's not terrible. Next turn I can even hardcast Curator, and I'm sitting on quite a few creatures, and he's not really doing much of anything. He has Arcnut, I guess, which is pretty good. Drawing a dampen matrix here. Just saying. Wouldn't have been all that bad. Just gotta keep the threats coming. That's pretty good. I'll keep that. I think I want to attack first. Well, what can he do, right? I really have no idea. So he's gonna go to 1. May have wanted to wait to do that, but like next turn, I guess use it for a creature, but I feel like I'm so far ahead here. Hardened Scales, drawing 3 Hardened Scales. Wasn't really that good for him, though, was it? All right. At any point, is Dismember good? Don't think it is. I don't think really much of any of this is any good. I think we're good here. We'll submit. So I'm on the draw. So I want to be as aggressive as possible. If I can have an aggressive start on top of some sort of artifact removal, that'd be great. So I have 2 cyclers, 2 lands, dampen matrices, which kind of shut his entire deck down. But if he has that other card, then I'm searching. But I mean, I'm gonna keep. Dampen matrix just shut some down. I don't know if it's too slow. I guess we're gonna find out. I mean, that was actually really good. So now I know I have my 3rd land. I'll go for black, red. Oh, he played a Boseiju. He played a Boseiju. So yeah, Void Mirror, that's annoying, but I kind of expected that. I have a bunch of cyclers to try to cycle into. I have 2 cyclers that I'm going to cycle end of turn here. But having Damping Matrix is going to be really big. Of course, everything he's got, like everything he has, he's going to be able to do. Why isn't this an artifact? Okay. Oh, I see. So now he'll be able to have. So now we need to draw into one of my quite a few artifact removal cards. Or not. So I definitely need green. Could definitely use the blue. So there's going to be a war of attrition here. Issue is is Void Mirror is hurting me. Urza Saga is going to hurt me. Blake Moth Nexus. Ink Moth Nexus is going to hurt me. Really need to draw removal here. Force of Vigor would be amazing. Zibaz. Force of Vigor. Let's go. One time. That's not what I needed. Let's go. Oh, I didn't pay mana. I completely forgot it works on that too. Whenever player casts a spell, if no colored mana was spent to cast it. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna win with those things, man. He had a perfect draw against Stamp and Matrix. I need a Force of Vigor or bust here, or I'm just done for. Force of Vigor or bust. Let's go. Come on, Force of Vigor. One time. Let's go. Just wasn't in the cards. What a shame. We almost got there. Almost got there, guys. Oh, I missed what he said. Oh well. Just saying, good game. That was a fun match. A lot of back and forth. It was a lot of fun. Having never played against that, I was can't be too ashamed, too upset about that. I will go first. There are no lands. We will mulligan. One lander with two things to cycle, but two living end in hand. We have to go to 5. And we have to keep this. Luckily, it's 1, 2, 3. Ugh, sucks that we have to like dump. Probably get rid of the Street Wraith. So turn 1, and then turn 2, and then turn 3. Just gotta keep what's gonna get us the best. He mulled to 5 as well. Just got word my stove ran out of pellets. That is not good. Did I win the die roll? I did. So we're gonna get steam vents here. End of turn, we get a land, so then we have a second land, so we can cycle. Then turn 3, play Shardless, and hope they just aren't a counterspell deck. Hopefully they don't thought seize us. What are they? God damn it. No! A Ragavan. A Ragavan. We're going to get ourselves a Freedom Pool. Huh. So I think we do this. Now, if we get a land, we can grief them. Or we can grief by going grief. They did multi 5, remember. We'll take out expressive iteration. Oh my god, this has been as good as it can get, ladies and gentlemen. As good as it can get. So now we just hope that they didn't draw the counter spell. And we just have to go for it. I mean, they don't have a hand. We don't have much of a hand now. Waker of Waves, I'm fine with that. Could have been so much worse. So we know he has a Bolt and a Dragon Rage Channeler. So now we know he has a Bolt. I'm gonna take 2. Probably want black, blue. Well, we got blue sources already. Yeah, might as well just get Watergrave. I don't see any reason why to wait, because we already know he's just got Bolt in hand. Get the extra creature. And he has to Bolt me and put me to 8. Yeah. I think I like that. Dismembers, Endurance, and Foundation Breaker. Double Grief. I mean, I could cycle one, right? Double Grief. I don't know that I want to keep this, though. I wish I had, like, one more land. One more land I keep. This is a good hand. I'd probably get rid of one Curator. So he doesn't have Dragon Rage Channeler. Ragavan, okay. Which I've got the Dismember for. So I have blue. I'm going to have to play this, right? So blue. This will get me blue-green. So yeah, so this is just going to get me Steam Vents. And then I have to do this. Not really a fan of being at 13 already, but here we are. My cat is going nuts over here right now. Okay. So now we're going to do this. All right. Odawara. So he's sitting on all sorts of counter spells right now. So I want to during their upkeep, but I don't really have much of anything else anyway, so I'm going to see if they try playing anything. I mean, he's got a counterspell here, but if I can draw. Only I would flood playing a deck that has 15 lands. Like, what's that now? 6 of my 15. I got 9 lands left. Not many. Come on. Come on now. Now we're going to cycle one out. Let's go. Just got to go for it at this point. He's already used one counter spell. Does he have another? The answer is yes. Yes, he does. They got like 15 counter spells. Meant to play a land tapped. I just misclicked there. I did. Damn it. Unholy heat. Well, hey, if I ever get a living end off, it's going to be for quite a bit. It's probably got a Murktide here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would be bad. Come on. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of my lands. Almost half the cards I've drawn in land. Come on. Help me out here. I'm going to hard cast a Foundation Breaker, I guess. To block a 1/1. We were sitting good too. On a 3-turn clock. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. 10 of my 22 cards now. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, he's probably got Lightning Bolt here, right? Do they take Lightning Bolt out against me? I don't think they would. We take a lot of damage from our shocks. Yep. You got it. So frustrating. I don't change anything, so. But now we are on the play. That started out so well. I like obviously it's obviously he has counter spells, but you don't expect almost half the cards you draw to be land when you're running 15 lands in the deck, right? I know you search for some, but like think about it. To see that many lands and to continue to draw multiple lands in a row, that's rough. Can't it's tough to. I mean, it's part of the game. I'm not complaining that it happened. I'm just saying like I mean, I guess I kind of am complaining it happened, but like I get that it happens is what I'm trying to say. It is what it is. That's just rare, right? Like Not going to happen often. I think we're going to keep this. This is a great start. Let's see. So I think we go here. So then we get the free cycle to see what we draw, and then we go base off of that what we want for our lands. He brought a Blood Moon against me? Well, that's good to know. I'm not too worried about Blood Moon then. I think I'm more worried about probably Unlicensed Hearse. Unlicensed Hearse. So well, 2 cards. Okay. So let me think. So turn 1. So my turn 2, I'm going to have everything I need in my graveyard. His turn 2, he does that and takes 2 out. I'd rather have him have a Spell Pierce than the Unlicensed Hearse, because I can get around that. And Blood Moon, I really couldn't care less about. So I know I need green. That'll get here. I'm going to need blue. And then I don't care about red. I'll get my red from Blood Moon, right? So I'll search for a green. So he's got Spell Pierce now. I think that's the first time someone's brought in Blood Moon against me. So I need green. Try something blue. So that would have been nice. So had I known I was going to draw that, I mean, he still would have gotten 2 of my things, right? So I guess it's not all that great. So he's got Spell Pierce. So I'm going to go for my Steam Vents with the Generous Ent. Not Steam Vents. I don't know why I do that all the time. Stomping Ground. Oh my god, how great it would have been to like have a grief to take out that. I just have to do it. He's got it, so I have to. And I want the Shardless Agent to block the Ragavan. Provided he doesn't kill it. It's funny that he brought in Blood Moon. It'd be hurting him more than it hurts me. So he's just got a useless card in his hand. Just gonna do this. I guess I'm just ready to hard cast Subtlety at any moment. The issue is the longer I go not playing stuff, the more he just gains card value, card advantage. Does he counterspell? No. One could wish. All right. Let's see. Maybe he tries to play a Murktide. He's got so many freaking counter spells now. He's probably sitting on 4 sorts of counter spells. I'd love for him to try to play a Murktide. Get rid of his graveyard. Use Otawara to bounce it. Tap your lands. Oh, he's going to try to give himself Delirium. Why didn't he attack? Now here's a question. I think I just cycle Genercent and hardcast Grief. I don't know why he didn't attack with his. I forgot to. Um, I'm just so like torn on why he's not. Oh, okay. Huh. So it gets him 3 damage, but what's it do at that point? He just plays it again, and he's at 5 instead. He wouldn't have been able to block. He'd be forced to attack with it. Misplayed. I should have bounced it because then he's stuck attacking. He'd be at 5. I win the race. Well, he's got. I still think I do it, even though I messed up. Just sucks because I would have gotten damage in. I don't even know that I cycle that now because I can hard cast it. This is my. Puts the card on top. Great. Where are my Cascaders? This match has been ridiculous. Now is when he's going to have his Murktide. Go figure. There's really no reason to wait. He's going to counter it. They have every counterspell. Counterspell. Like, look at what he's exiled. Counterspell, counterspell, counterspell. 3 counterspells, a spell pierce. Like, they just always have it. It's hard to beat when they always have it. It'd be nice if they would like show what he exiled. Oh look, he's got counterspell again. I'm winning the die rolls though. I mean, that's very rare for me. I feel so. I'll take that. Line up my plays here. Very good hand. So we get blue red. We're gonna cycle this. Nothing's changed. We'll get blue red. And then we'll cycle Generous Ent for probably blue green. Windswept Heath, huh? So now, I mean, I have subtlety up now. Because I can, I mean, I almost want to actually use the Wake of Waves if I can. Ren and 6. I don't think I really care about Ren and 6 at all. Oh. Now my other cat is here to say hi. So I think I'm just gonna do the Waker of Waves. And we're gonna put subtlety into my hand. So they could have force of negation. So I don't think I want to do anything here. I could upkeep, which I think that's what I'm gonna do. Get myself a force, because then I've got. I have to have like a spell pierce here. I'm gonna target them. All right. Weird. So we're obviously gonna go this, give them the foothills. So Waker of Waves is really good there, right? Because I got Waker of Waves and Architects of Will off one card. I'm thinking I might just go to 4 Wakers, 0 striped Riverbender, and Leyline Binding. Yep. So that's going to be probably against my Waker. So that'll be. So yeah, he's got Solitude. That's where. I don't fucking know what to do. Feel like that. Maybe that. Probably not that. I always feel like forces just come out. Force of negations. But maybe not. Could have to fairy. Where that's just better. Let's try that. So we keep the Street Wraith in hand in case we draw a Grief. I just love it when like you say why you do something and then it actually happens. Like, all right, so we're gonna Grief, and then we're gonna end of turn Mysteries. What's this? Yeah, definitely. Wait, what's Nissa? Enter the battlefield. Any control add one mana. Yeah, we're definitely taking Teferi here. And then we're gonna end of turn Curator. I almost want to end of turn Generous and keep the Curator just in case I need it for Subtlety. Just in case. Because either way, I'm going to have it. I'm going to be able to cycle it anyway. And this kind of takes a land out of my deck, so I don't. It's just one less land. I do need red. So we're going to get ourselves Stomping Ground here. So they're going to ice us and slow us down. It'd be great to draw. Don't really know what we were looking for there. Here comes the ice. Be great to have blue open now, but that is unfortunately not going to happen. Kind of stuck with the lands that we've drawn. He's going to ice our blue land again. We could just drop blue land. That wasn't a blue land. Alright, we still got subtlety up. What we really want is to get a blue land source, though, so we can play Shardless Agent and have Mystical Dispute up. And then we'll have Subtlety with Waker of the Waves as backup against Solitude. That'd be ideal. Our lands are not really agreeing with us. I had to get Stormground there because I needed the red land. I guess I didn't need the red land at the time, but you're trying to get your land sources, right? I didn't have Mystical Dispute at the time, so it's not like I could plan ahead for it. I guess I could, but like odds of that happening. That's fine. Not really worried about red and 6, to be honest. Blue source. Brutal. I'm not playing the Shardless Agent when he's got 3 open. I'm sitting on a Mystical Dispute. I can end of turn cycle Waker of Waves. I mean, I'm only getting 3 creatures at this point, so it's just not worth it. Drawing these 2 cards, though. Ugh. I know I can suspend them, but it's kind of a last-ditch effort. He's got to have something good. Never understood the appeal of foil digital cards. God. Oh, I'm not getting sick again. Uh-oh. Don't tell me you have a Teferi with a counterspell backup. That will be gut wrenching. What? Can't be countered. Oh, shit. Well, totally missed that he used that. Oh my god. So, subtlety on that would have been the right move. I don't know how I beat that now. Yeah, we're just going to go to the next game. If I had just had more blue sources, I feel like I would have gotten there that game. Little heavy on the lands, but I'll keep. So I have force and negation, which is always good. Thing is I need to keep a blue card in hand. Let's get blue black. So then end of turn, I might have this lined up. End of turn, I'll do the generous ent. During his upkeep, I'll violent outburst if he has counterspell. Force of negation. If he has anything here to stop me from doing it, I'll use force of negation. Get a breeding pool. I don't need breeding pool though. Oh my god. Ice. So frustrating. Had it all lined up. Not bad. I'm going to put breeding pool into play. Because now I can, I mean, if he's got that's a fairy, I have mystical dispute now. So I'll have mystical dispute if he has the ice too. Now we're going to do it during his upkeep. Leave up force of negation. Flusterstorm. And this is why I'm playing Moto. I don't play nearly enough to know that this deck has Flusterstorm. And I will be better prepared for that. That was rough. Just got blown out by Flusterstorm. Is this me? No, okay. I'm waiting on him. I thought maybe he wants to play a Ren and 6 or something. Might be bluffing something here. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a play anyway. I do now. The One Ring. So I can deal with Leyline Mine, I can deal with Solitude, Fable. Like, that's all fine. I'll take out the One Ring. He has no counter spells, though. Fable, Ren. Well, he played the Ren, so he's got Fable, Leyline, and Solitude. Can I draw a Cascade spell, please? Cascade spell. Ha! Got there. So he's got Solitude, though. All right. What's he doing? Oh, he's gonna. But didn't he exile Leyland Binding? Okay, that's what I thought. So now he's going to exile. Troll of Khazad-dûm, of course. He's got 2 cards in hand. Okay, I'm liking this. I might just hardcast Curator now. Okay. He's got none. I've got none. So let's see. So he has to take 6. Let's see what he does, I guess. We'll see how he decides to block on whether or not we play. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'd be at 1. Just want to have more threats on board. Got there. All right, so we're 2 and 2. Yes, I would like to play first. 1 land. I have 3 cyclers, 1 land, and a grief. I'm gonna keep. I don't get a second or third land. I mean, that's pretty rough. Okay, let's see what we're up against. Hardened Scales again. Um, probably Hardened Scales. I'm gonna go with Steam Vents here. And the reason for that is because I have more generous Ent than I do Troll of Khazad-dûm, which means I'm more likely to have cards to get me a forest. Land. Oh boy. Of course. I mean, that's fine. He didn't have like an amazing hand. If he plays Ravager, I'll subtlety with the subtlety. Slow him down a bit too. That's worth it as well. Drawing a land here would be best, so I don't have to search. Not cast. Swamp cycle. I do need green. So we're gonna do this. Yes. And we're gonna do this. Swamp cycle. Probably get that. Look at me just dealing damage to myself. Just gotta grab a quick drink. I don't like to be on camera when I'm walking around. So we're not in a terrible spot here. We're looking pretty good. We have 2 Wakers to help us dig, looking for a Cascader. Yeah, that's fine. No subtlety for the Ravager, sir. Or ma'am. Alright. So, I mean, we're just going to do this because I want to see what we're working with, what land to play. We're going to put this into our hands. I'm going to play this tapped. Now next turn. Should be good. What's he doing? Yep. So he'll get 2 1/1s. Well, he'll sack Ravager to itself. He'll get 3 1/1s. Actually, Yeah, how will he do? I mean, he can sack, hang her back to the Ravager to itself, and then get both back probably. So I guess he wanted the 1/1s. Couldn't he? Oh, he had just played it, so it had. So that's good. Well, Architect, and then Grieve. So he's got priority, so Ozolith gets the counters. Then Hanger Back Walker will put some 1/1s into play. So he put Hanger Back. Okay. And the Ozolith. I grieve him. Then I'll Architects of Will him. So I don't mind. I don't want him digging. I don't mind him just drawing an Inkmoth Nexus for a turn. That's fine. Or do I? I mean, I have blockers, so it's fine. I guess I probably could have let him have the Ancient Stirrings because I've got the Force of Negation. I mean, fact of the matter is he doesn't have enough to kill me this turn. He already had an Inkmoth anyway. As many tokens as he wants to put on it, I have flyers. So I think I like this game plan here. Force of Negations. Is Subtlety really all that good? Let me think about it. Probably not. Maybe I keep the forces. What do I get with the Force of Negations? A couple of his artifacts, I guess. Not much. Yeah. I feel like just being aggressive, maybe. Dismember. I don't really like that either. Maybe even Leyline of the Void because he sacrifices his stuff and then it just comes back. I don't really like that. Yeah, I guess it's just subtleties. I don't know if I need 3. Why? Give me 1 land. 1 land. But instead, you flood me with 4. Alright. So I need red. This won't. I mean, I guess this would get me red. Oh, he multed 4 cards, and I'm gonna grief him. Oh, that's a thing. Just dumps his hand out turn 1. Jesus. I love how people do that. They literally just, oh, I'm gonna mull until I see my free spell, and then they screw themselves for the rest of the game. Like, if I have any artifact removal, he's done. I don't yet. So let's see. Do I have to draw another living in though? Walking Ballista. Alright. Do I wait? Oh, yeah, well, I do have to wait. He's still got Chalice, huh? Yeah. Never seem to have Force of Vigor when they have the turn 1 Chalice. Wondering if I need to mulligan to ensure to have that. I just don't think it's needed. I mean, he still hasn't. I mean, he's not really threatening me. I get any artifact removal. I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at, you know? But I'm flooding on land. Are you kidding me? 3 living end? Oh, that's just not right. Like, am I supposed to just mulligan until I have artifact removal? Opening hand? That seems like a terrible way to play this game. Literally just playing Shardless Agent to not play the living end, so I have a blocker at this point. I'm gonna lose to a mull to 4 just to find Chalice. I don't think that's the right move for him, but luckily for him, I don't have artifact removal, so it pans out. So he sacrificed Chalice. He's gonna play another Chalice. Oh, he's gonna win right here. Yeah, he's gonna win right here. Yep. All right. Let's mull till we have an answer. I don't know if that's the right play. 2 lands. Dampen Matrix. I mean, I'll keep, but if he has Chalice, I guess I'm screwed. All right. Urza Saga. They always have the Urza Saga when I've got the Dampen Matrix. What's with that? Game 3, let's go. I don't want to play the Boseiju. Oh, come on. Don't have Agatha. Don't have Agatha. Hanger Backwalker. Okay. I can get behind that. I'll have 3. Oh my god. This is the life I live. So I've got 1 living end left. So that's going to be fun. I'm lucky that he can't make a guy here, though. And then I'll play Dampen Matrix next turn. Kind of shut down a lot of what he's going to try to do. He's a little late there. Why is it he's drawing all the cards that... God damn, man. Like every single card he drew is like, yeah, screw you and your dampen matrix. It literally stops his Zabaz and that's it. Inkmoth Nexus, well, he can't sack a bunch of stuff. He can't do a bunch of craziness, so I'm just going to attack with everything. I don't want to play the Otawara now, because if I draw a land next turn, I can bounce a creature. And hopefully that will be the Patchwork Automaton I bounce. I kind of like where we're at, but at the same time, I mean, it's still sketchy, the stack. I like that he had to play a Bazeju. So Dampen Matrix stays out. So did he play a Walking Ballista for 0? Smart. He's got a 5/5. See, this is where an Urborg in the deck is great. So there's got a 6/6. I really hope I draw a land. So I can bounce that. Is he gonna try to race me? Oh god, if I draw land. Land one time. One time land. Let's go. Thank God. He's at 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. That should be game. Should be. I don't know. He might have something. I don't know. I don't know this deck. I like to think I have the game here. We'll put that at the top, I guess. Leave it on back just in case. Got there. Yes. Oh, that was a rough match. That was a rough just league. Started out 1-2, came back to win the next two, go 3-2. Very So I lost a very close match to Hardened Scales. I feel like it helped me that last match that I played against Hardened Scales. I knew a little bit more of what they were trying to do. That blue red matchup, very frustrating. I just I lose to blue red. I Every game is just so close. Their counter spells are ridiculous. Maybe I keep forces in to like I know you don't win the counter spell match, right? But if I keep forces in, it allows me to have them. So they have to use more counter spells on one living end, allowing me to more likely succeed as I move forward further. I gotta figure that out. I'm not the best living end player. I'm still learning the deck. I'm still testing, trying to figure it out. I feel like I play the deck okay, considering I haven't played it much. There's still definitely a lot that I want to learn about the deck, about the different matchups, interactions, but I've got about a week to do it. Um, I'm going to continue to do these leagues.